Welcome everyone. Today we are going to do what I'm going to call a soulmate / twin flame reading. It's just to keep you updated. I feel like I'm being called to do these more and more. So we'll see. So what I'm going to do is it's kind of like a conversation between the two soulmates or the two twin flames. We're going to do one side we'll just call the divine masculine, the other side we'll call the divine feminine. Again, it can be soulmates, it can be twin flames, because both are really, someone that you'll be with again, when this lifetime ends. So your soul connected no matter what. Alright, I'm going to use 3 different decks. For the divine masculine, I'm going to use the Tarot of Dreams. Okay? For the divine feminine, I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot. And then to connect them, we're going to do a connecting line in between. We're going to use the Crystal Vision. We'll also clarify with these cards. So we're going to start on one side. Let's move these up here. And now I'm giving one side a title, but I want you to understand we all carry masculine and feminine energy. So, and I know it's confusing sometimes, but this is where you really want to trust your intuition to know, like, okay, is she talking about me over here or me over here? If you don't, if you don't feel it, then this may not be the reading for you, because I do feel like you're going to feel it in some way. So again, it's a conversation. We're seeing where each side is at, what's going on. And let's go ahead and get started. So, pre-shuffled. Everything's pre-shuffled. But I am going to, look at that, 6 of Cups. Could certainly be talking about, I want to say an old lover. This would definitely be someone that you would have, or they would have, very happy memories about. Whether you've been connected already in this lifetime, or it's coming together. So, let's go ahead and start. I'm going to shuffle for the cards. I was going to pull them off the top of the deck, but something's telling me to shuffle. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, we start with the Page of Swords. And then we have the High Priestess. I'm going to try to get most of the cards out before I really get into it. It's hard for me to do that, but that's what I'm going to do. We have the Hermit, card of Virgo. I'm going to bring this lid down a little bit. It looks like the Hermit has been in that dark cave, but he's now right at the opening of emerging back into the world, with his wisdom, his or her wisdom, the lessons that I have learned along the way, the light that I have gained, understanding that I am the light. This could certainly be someone who is, takes their earthly experiences, mix it with their spiritual knowledge, and then speaks about it. So this person may have a platform. I feel like this person is very intuitive. Look at this. The Hangman, but it's in the upright. Or actually it's in reverse. To me, that's very good news. This is an awakening. This is awareness. This is movement. The Hangman is usually a pause in the action, but not without purpose. Someone is seeking wisdom on their next spiritual steps. Well, the Hermit, again, I feel like is just getting ready to emerge from the cave. or another way of saying it is just coming out of the dark night of the soul, but through that energy has gained so much. Like, this is true awareness, awakening, spiritual knowledge, all of that. It's receiving the answer to my question. Just keep going. We have the Death card of Scorpio. But listen, this is about a closing of a door. And it is with purpose. It is so a new door can open. And I love that it's sitting next to the Hangman in the awakened state and coming under the High Priestess. So this is someone who's really learning to trust their intuition. You know, I feel like this is someone who's closing out a chapter. But so a new chapter can begin. Remember, the Death card says close a door and we promise you a new door will open up. And with the High Priestess above that, your intuition, I kind of love that, because I feel like this is guidance. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Chariot. I wasn't going to take this many cards, but it's what wants to come out, so we're going to take it. We have the Four of Swords, healing. We have the Seven of Wands. And with the Seven of Wands, look at this, is the Ace of Pentacles. Now, I feel like there's something I need to explain when you watch a tarot reading, because right off the bat, that Ace of Pentacles to me means something's coming into my physical world. We're doing a love reading, so it's love, right? It's love. However, I want you to understand from this energy, right? This person is just emerging from the cave. You know, just emerging from the dark night of the soul. And I feel like this is someone who maybe has been in that energy for quite a while. Now they're being asked to use their spiritual discernment as it relates to maybe potentially, because they have the Chariot here, of moving forward, of coming into, let's just say, union, or potentially hoping for union. Doesn't mean that the other side's going to accept it, but we'll see. So card of Cancer, by the way, also. And let's just remember that 2023 is a universal year 7, and it is represented by the Chariot. So to me, this, and plus with the Hangman in the awakened state, you know, hello, no one can drive the Chariot better than the Hangman in the awakened state. You know, it's like all that earthly stuff that gets in the way, it just separates for the Chariot. It's definitely movement. And I do feel like this person over here has gone through something kind of difficult, if not a few things, you know, especially with the Four of Swords right here. You know, healing of the mind, the body, and the soul. But I feel like they've been going through that, and I feel like they were seeking that at the same time, and what they were seeking they received. So again, I feel like the answers that they were seeking, they received them. And now the Ace of Pentacles, potentially movement into, let's just say, a relationship, or hoping, let's say, for a relationship. Now I'm saying that because with the Ace of Pentacles over the Seven of Wands, let's talk about the Seven of Wands for a second. Seven of Wands speaks about standing your ground, but it can also be aggressive type energy. You know what I mean? You know, if we look at the other side of it, it's like that energy of fending off attacks. Maybe this person had been with someone where just like, you know, one attack after another attack after another attack. But what did they do about it? Well, the Four of Cups right above that, I don't feel like they did much about it. for a period of time. I feel like this person has gone through a cycle, and usually cycles are 9 years, but it doesn't mean that, I can't repeat a cycle if I haven't learned what I needed to learn from it. So this person may have gone longer than 9 years, longer than one cycle. But I do feel like for a period of time, this person wasn't being very proactive in their life, wasn't trusting their intuition. I feel like they were almost, what's the word I want to use? Like I didn't have a choice but to go deep. I didn't have a choice but to start seeking clarity. And again, no matter what brought them to that state or brought you to that state, again, you're seeking the answers you're seeking. You're receiving the answers. So the Ace of Pentacles talks about, first of all, this seed or this ace is a seed that can truly take root. And to me, that means that it can last for eternity. And even if we speak of love, I feel like even when we're long and gone, like our love story remains. It's like our children or our grandchildren or our great-grandchildren talk about our love story. And listen, it doesn't mean anything was easy, but I feel like once each, well, we'll see what the other side's carrying, but I feel like this person is really coming to a definitely a spiritual awakening, but also receiving real guidance on what to do next. Now, this is a love reading, so that's what I want to know. And that means that this Ace of Pentacles is something that's coming into this person's physical world, right? Because it's coming from this person to the other side. So let's go ahead and bring in, well, first let's look at the bottom of the deck over here. We have the Empress. The Empress. It'd be so interesting if the Empress on the bottom of that deck, but we'll see. The Empress, she's someone who's gone through a lot of experiences. She's definitely gone through the dark night of the soul. She definitely, in time, knew that she had to, seek better, right? This is someone who really has learned, probably did not have it easy in love, but has really learned not to close their heart off, right? I don't want to compare all people to one person. You know what I mean? This is someone who stays loving and nurturing. Also very creative. This is someone who moves according to her desires and her passions. I feel like this person is someone who's walked the walk of all the queens and has gained the experiences. The lessons, yes, but also the experiences and the wisdom. Now, I feel like, honestly, this Empress is who's ever over here. And I feel like this person over here is thinking about this person. I want to say you. I don't know why, but I feel more of you are over here. But some of you are going to be over here. But anyways, I feel like this person is, they're not just thinking about any love. They're thinking about a particular love. And I feel like one of the things they want to do is potentially reach out in some type of communication. But I do feel like, well, I think it took time. It's almost like it took time for this person to find the guts to do that. And part of it is because, listen, you could have been together before and maybe they threw you the tower, and maybe down the road, and again, it could be 10 years, it could be 20 years, they start to realize that you never left their heart, or vice versa. Because I feel like, again, this person has someone in particular, like they have you in mind. So this ace isn't just for anyone. And by the way, I feel like this person, is coming into your physical world, and it may be through some type of communication. And again, because they're in the awakened state, I feel like you should know that very quickly. So I kind of love that. Now, I don't always feel like they were that way. I feel like, you know, if I look back or think about their younger life, they may have been someone who wasn't very proactive in doing the best that they could do type of energy. That makes sense. All right, let's give the Psychic Tarot a cut. I feel like I got to take that. Look at that, Ace. The Ace of Wands. So this reading, I mean, we're not done, but the last card for, again, I'm going to say the Divine Masculine, is the Ace of Pentacles. That means it's something coming into the physical world. Just the way it's looking, it's coming to this side. And look at this. This person receives it. I feel like you're saying yes. You know, this is something that feels very desirable to you. But how do I love that we end here with the Ace and we begin here with the Ace. All right, let's keep going. Nine of Cups, fulfillment of wishes. We'll take it. Foundation and achievements. Interesting, they both have the Seven of Wands. Here it does say, stand your ground. And then the Eight of Swords, interesting. I'm saying interesting because we really have such beautiful cards here, and then boom, that Eight of Swords has to come out. Eight of Swords, self-created prison. Do I allow myself to have my wishes fulfilled, or does fear get in the way? You know, the Seven of Wands right before that, it's almost like, even though I feel like you're being, who's ever over here, like your heart chakra is being activated. I feel like you feel that this may be coming to fruition, but at the same time, I can see that someone over here, again, is, you know, in a self-created prison, so they have to break themselves free. But, you know, at the same time, I feel like it's exactly what you want. Like, this is what you want. But I feel like, but you want it in a certain way, right? You want to make sure it's legitimate. You want to make sure that this person who's coming in can stand behind their word, right? This is not just about, you know, give me a bunch of pretty words in a row and I'm going to fall for you. No, I want to see your actions also. All right, 7, 8, 9. Firm foundation. 2 4s, 44. Tower. So I feel like this is telling me for some of you that you probably do know who this person is, and there probably was some type of a tower type energy, and maybe like they broke up with you, and maybe you didn't even know it was going to happen. You know, disruption is the Tower, and a lot of times, well, I say we don't know that it's coming, but I feel like we can feel it at the same time. Look at this, the Ace of Swords. Well, hello. Alright, many more cards than I wanted to take. Look at that, the Empress has now jumped over here. So, who is this communication coming in for? The Divine Feminine. That's what I feel, anyway. Now, we have some extra cards. Let's take them. We have the Three of Cups, Rejoice in Celebration. Hello, Emperor. I mean, come on. I was looking for the Emperor, and here it is. So now we have the Empress and the Emperor. we have accelerated motion. And then look at this. Love begins. Love begins. So, well, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Obstacles and challenges. So there's some things over here, let's just say the Divine Feminine needs to overcome, or would serve her to overcome. You know, you don't need to do anything. And I'm not here to tell you what to do. But, you know, obstacles and challenges. It's a 5. So it is about change. Let's see if we can bring these down a little bit without knocking my whole deck off. Actually, let's just put them right over here. Put them next to each other. So let's pick these up for a second. I'm keeping them all in the reading, but following the Empress, right? Because that's really what it is. It's following the Empress, which is a 3. We have another 3. And then the Emperor. So then now this is tying the Emperor and the Empress together. And by the way, you guys hear me say it all the time. I call them my power couple. They definitely fulfill each other. You know, with what one may lack, the other one can fulfill. It's moving quick, moving fast. How fast? Well, I definitely think 2023. And then love begins. So we're going to take these because I feel like they have to stay in the reading. Let's just put them right on top. All right. So let's go back for a second. And let's look at this now that we have the Divine Feminine out. So again, I feel like, and who do we have over here? We have Virgo, Scorpio, Cancer. But that doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that's the only signs. But I definitely wanted to say that. So the Death cards are right in the middle of their spread. It means a door is closing, right? That means that they're willing to close that door. And the reason why they're willing now to close a door is because they have done some deep soul searching. And I feel like, again, whatever soul searching they've been looking for, they've received the clarity. Not only have they received the clarity, but I feel like their guides are guiding them to take a chance and communicate with you. Communicate with the Divine Feminine in some way, somehow. You know, and again, I don't feel like this was an overnight thing. I definitely don't feel that. But I do feel like now, and especially with the 8 of Wands, now things are starting to move pretty quick. And I feel like it's almost like, again, person over here can feel it coming towards them. And maybe because they feel it coming towards them, it's like, you know, I don't think this person has forgotten about the Tower. And I almost feel like this person may be a little defensive. But that is the human part of them. Because I feel like their soul is ignited. Like, yes, yes. But that doesn't mean I'm going to act like I'm all happy and joyful. Because they feel like I don't want to repeat any more towers, right? But what's mirroring the Tower? The Empress. So the Empress has learned. She's dissected that Tower. She's learned from that Tower. And that's what she needs to trust. This can even talk about the progression of the Divine Feminine, right? Like, almost like putting that energy out there, you know, to the universe that, yes, I'd like to manifest not just any old love, but great love. And, you know, how much do I love that our spirit guides brought out the Emperor and the Empress. You know what I mean? It just feels right to me. Now, the Emperor is Aries. I feel like I got to say that. I feel the Empress is like a mixture of everything. I know some put like an earthly title to her, but I feel like she's everything. And really, so is the Emperor. But the Emperor's really the seed planter. You know, if you think of Aries, they are the seed planters. They plant those seeds that will then give us our harvest in the fall. If they don't plant that seed, then there's no harvest. But here it is. Here it is through the Ace of Pentacles. So again, I feel like this person had to go through a process and learn how to overcome at least this tower, but maybe all towers in my life. You know, like we receive towers quite a bit in our lives, and sometimes it's just the universe helping us move from what's not serving us, because maybe we ourselves had a hard time, especially with the Eight of Swords right in the middle, right? That self-created prison. But I don't feel like this is where that person wants to be. You know, it's almost like this Ace of Swords, or this Ace of Swords, is helping to break this person free. It's like, I'm going to take that sword and I'm going to cut that steel cage that you're in and set you free. Though they can set themselves free. Really, the only person that can set themselves free in the Eight of Swords is the person who's created it. So just because I'm in that energy doesn't mean I don't want more. Doesn't mean I don't want to have love again. Doesn't mean any of that. It just means that, you know, the tower has caused fear within me. You know, I definitely feel like there was maybe, you know, because both of the Seven of Wands, this can talk about again an earlier time when maybe our ego was more involved than our spiritual selves. But again, this person is having an awakening. This person is ultimately coming to the energy of the Empress. To me, that's just like having an awakening. Alright, let's take the crystal vision. And the first thing I'm going to do is go right between them. I'm going to kind of make them a little bit more even. Let's give them a cut. And let's start right down the middle. And let's connect them. Let's see what's connecting them. Or what's about to connect them. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Three of Swords. So can't deny that. To me, that is prior heartache. And I feel like part of that Three of Swords is because I feel like someone, maybe over here, I feel like is someone who, you know, is someone who, when they were younger, just followed their desires without really thinking about it. And, you know, it's somewhat of an immature type energy. But I feel like, you know, maturity has come. But nonetheless, you know, this person knows, because I feel like this person sent this person the tower. And it caused the Three of Swords. Now, what's interesting, because it connects the two of them, that means this person also felt that Three of Swords. Now, maybe they didn't feel it till they were a little bit older. It's almost like, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? What was I thinking? And that's just it. They weren't thinking. They weren't thinking. They're just following their passion. Ten of Swords. And then we have the moon. You know, it's interesting because I remember the last one I did it, and I did feel like, I'm just using the term divine masculine. I did feel that when he or she comes in, that they had some explaining to do. They had some persuasion to do. Now, I mean this in the light because, again, this person is in the awakened state. We cannot deny that. Doesn't mean that they were perfect in their life. Quite the opposite. And again, I feel like, this is someone who, instead of thinking, they just followed where their passion, even if it was, like, here I am dating you, and then maybe I start to see someone else because it's just what I was pulled towards. But I feel like, again, they have that realization now. Like, again, what was I thinking? But they weren't thinking. So now I feel like over here, and by the way, I feel like they both went through that Three of Swords. Now, if you're over here, you might be like, I don't really care if they went through it. But if this is something you want to come back together, then you do want to care. You know what I mean? And also, with the Ten of Swords underneath that Three of Swords, I have to look at that because that can be a potential pattern in my life. You know what I mean? And I feel like this person over here is like, I don't like the uncertainty of this. Even though it's like igniting my heart chakra, it's like I'm not happy about the uncertainty. The moon can definitely cast shadows, right? You can only see as far as the moonlight allows you to see versus the sun where there's a complete illumination. I'm hoping the sun comes out. I have a feeling it will. The moon, by the way, is also a very dreamy type energy. So even though things may be uncertain, why? Because it's free will. It's like if our spiritual team could just put us together and clear up these issues, then they would. But our experiences are our lessons. So, our spiritual team's not gonna get in the way of a lesson, even if we want them to. Okay. The moon, by the way, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer, which would put double Cancer on the board. Alright, now we're going to go through the whole reading. Go right across it. If I can pick it up. We have the King of Wands. Can be in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We do have Aries right there. Three of Cups. Interesting. Now both sides have the Three of Cups. Almost in the same position. Not quite, but very close. Look at this, Eight of Swords, but it's in reverse. So this person's freed themselves from a self-created prison. And I feel like a lot of it was in their thoughts. I feel like, there's no doubt in my mind that this person has thought about this person over here for quite a while. But I feel like it's taken a while for action. Why? Well, because they were in their own self-created prison. But here they are, free. So they're free. We have the Queen of Pentacles, can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It's funny because all of a sudden I'm getting this feeling like as this energy moves towards me, again, I'm assuming you're over here, but put yourself wherever you're at. But I feel like as this energy moves towards me or towards this direction, I feel like if it's met with the Queen of Pentacles, like don't tell any lies because she'll be able to see them. She'll be able to pick them out. Her specialty is reading the details that other people seem to miss. I don't feel like you can get much by her. And I feel like this is also talking about a sense of being grounded. Maybe this is something that the Divine Feminine has been working on, grounding herself, grounding her own energy. Could also be the energy of working on your pentacles, like building up your career. And so I feel like it's not that time has been wasted, right? Because I went on with my life and they went on with their life. But honestly, I feel like neither left the other's heart. Even if they've been in other relationships, which I feel like both have, separate of each other, you were still in my heart. And you were still in my heart. Wow. Knight of Cups. Here it comes. Ready or not, here I come. You can hide. Knight of Cups is about an unexpected couple fulfillment coming your way. Very interesting that it's coming right over fulfillment of wishes. So, sometimes I may be fearful of something coming my way, but nonetheless, here it comes. Well, hello, world. The next chapter. First and foremost, this tells me that I need to put the past in the past. This is probably talking about 2 pages, right? 2 younger energies, and both energies now maturing. And I'm not talking about age, I'm just talking about wisdom and knowledge and knowing oneself, and even understanding why maybe sometimes I make stupid decisions and that type of thing. Because I feel like this person asked himself, like, what was I thinking? And that's the thing, they weren't thinking. But the world coming under the Ace of Pentacles, hello. And also it's coming over the 4 of Wands. That's a marriage card. That's a commitment card. This person is no joke. You know what I mean? I feel like they 100% are willing to stand behind their words and show you the actions that you need to feel comfortable. But it is like the universe or God or whatever you want to say, or your will, it feels like not all things are meant to work out at the first time around. I can use myself as an example. Sam and I met when we were 15, fell in love. Reason why we broke up is because he said he loved me and I could not say it back. Even though I did love him, I couldn't say it. It's the way I grew up. So we broke up. Well, 40 years later, I get a phone call and it's him. And now I'm living in his house. So, you know what I mean? Different state. I'm back in my hometown though. But, and did I expect any of that? No. Did he always live in my heart? Yes. Did we have issues? Yes. Were there issues we needed to clear up before we came into physical union? Yes. There were, and we did. And it wasn't easy, but now I know it was worth it. Okay. Well, hello. Empress again. Now the Empress is right over the awakening of the Hangman. This person has no doubt in their mind who they want. They have no doubt. Look at this. 2 of Cups. Soulmate energy. So whether it's twin flame or soulmate, I feel both. And this is for both, by the way. And really, it's just, why is it for both? Because we're going to see each other again. We're going to be together again, right? This is just one lifetime. We have eternity together. 2 of Cups. right next to the Empress. Two of Wands. Action. Movement. This is someone saying, I am ready to start a new path. And even though, again, I feel like this person was someone who probably just followed, their desires without thinking. Again, this is a very desirable path. But this time, I'm mature. This time, I know what I want. I have no doubt. Seven of Wands. Interesting. Seven of Wands coming over the Seven of Wands. Wow. Okay, so this person's got their work cut out for them. But it is not impossible. Justice in reverse. Card of Libra. Look at that, King Cups, but he also came in reverse. This person over here could be in a relationship right now, and if that's the case, because I feel like this is so desirable to them, and just looking at the energy over here with the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Tower, I feel like potentially, whatever relationship they're in or they were in, I don't feel like there was a lot of joy to be had, at least not at the end. Someone, maybe they're still thinking about cutting ties with someone that I feel would be current type energy. I also feel like there may have been some karmic energy. And listen, if there's karmic energy, it gave you an opportunity to pay that karma off. King of Cups in reverse, I don't know. Maybe he's the one being eclipsed out. I get this feeling that this person over here, I don't know if they would say it, but I feel like they're thinking yes, there was you and I, and we fell in love. And maybe I thought it was forever, but it wasn't. And then the Tower shows up. And I feel like this person may have been through, a string of relationships that were difficult. Again, that may be that 10 swords. It's almost like, I feel like probably what happened is this person didn't forget about this person, even though they went on with their life. But I feel like they may have ended up with some people that were not the best for them. Again, an opportunity to learn that and to learn from that. But I do feel that. It's like if I was going to have a conversation with this person over here, I think I would say to them, you don't even know. Not only did you break my heart, but it made it so hard for me in any relationship that followed. First of all, I feel like you took away my self-worth. You made me not feel good about me. And therefore, I ended up with one or even more people who weren't good for me. So how are you going to fix that? How are you going to fix that? And I feel like they're going to say, with love, I'm going to love you so much. I'm going to show you. I'm going to create a world for us that we should have had all along. I'm sorry for what I've put you through. And I do ask for your forgiveness. Not only your forgiveness, but also your hand, your heart, your mind, and your soul. And listen, I feel like if you're with someone else and this person comes in and says that, I feel like it becomes much easier to cut ties with whoever is not serving you. King of Cups in reverse, by the way, could be someone who's very flirty, someone who cheats. I don't like the King of Cups in reverse, because I feel like right off the bat, like he's giving his love to everyone else. You know what I mean? And then wants to come and love on me. Maybe I fell for that for a while. Alright, let's keep going. We have the Five of Wands. I feel like they're ready for whatever battle they have to face. Even if it's battling someone else that maybe you're attached to. And it's almost like they want that person gone. But I mean that, I don't mean that in an aggressive, like I'm going to kick ass type of way. I mean that in a very protective type way. We have the Nine of Wands, the High Priestess. Let's put this ace down here so we don't forget about it. Alright, let's stop for a second and talk about this. Because first of all, the Nine of Wands is coming over the Four of Swords. So this person's been through a healing period, right? Healing that mind, the body, the soul. But also understanding their own purpose within all, or, their own fault, so to speak. Excuse me one second. Okay, I'm back. I was only gone a second. Tonight is the first Steeler game. I don't know if you guys can see my shirt. I wore it for them. And I'm very excited. We're playing Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh. I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. A lot of you already know that. And I know we have a lot of Pittsburgh people or PA people in the house. And I know some of you hate the Pittsburgh Steelers, but that's okay. Anyways, where was I? So again, I feel like this person has had real realization over their own actions within their life. Not just regarding you, but regarding all parts of their life. I feel like they want to do better. They want to be better. And I feel like they want to be in love. Like, I feel that they want to be in love. But I feel like they want to be in love with you. Definitely feel like this person lived through their ego. But I don't feel it anymore. But I definitely feel that they did. And that, makes it even more clear why the Ten of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Tower are here. Like, I feel like Divine Feminine has no interest in going back into that type of energy. So, yeah, you better convince me. And I feel like they will convince you. Now, it's, the ball's in your court. If you're over here, you don't have to say yes. But I feel like you will. We have the Knight of Wands came in reverse over the Tower. Fast moving energy. But I feel like it's being slowed down. Now, why? Well, probably if I came in fast and furious, that would scare you even more. So I know that I need to tame that energy a little bit. And it's interesting because I feel like over here, it's like, we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the World, we have a reason to celebrate. We really have the energy of what you think about, you bring about. So, and then the heart activation. We have all this beautiful energy, but then we have some difficult energy that can really hold us up or hang us up. And I feel like part of that for the divine feminine is because, I may have found myself with some untrustworthy energy after the fact. It's almost like, again, I feel like it's like you stole my self-worth, and because of that, I just made, I made maybe not the best decisions. Now, not to judge you at all, not at all. 2 Pentacles over the Ace of Swords. So that puts a ball in your court. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? 2 of Pentacles, Juggler's card. That's what they call it. I call it the logical mind, because it's Pentacles. Really, I feel like I'm asking myself, is this something that's going to expand my life, or is it going to deplete my life? Because if it's going to deplete it, I don't want it. If it's going to expand it, without me even telling this person, then I do want it. I feel like I want it, no matter what. But I want it in a certain type of energy, no matter how much I want someone. If they're not coming towards me in a certain type of energy, then don't come towards me. It's almost like your phone rings and there's caller ID and you see their name. It's like, oh my God, should I pick up the phone? I don't know. Do I pick up the phone? Maybe you don't pick it up the first time. Because I feel like even if you didn't pick it up the first time, they will call again. Now, I'm saying the phone. But it can be, this day and age, it can be a text. It can be, a message from Facebook or whatever. That type of information or that type of communication. But boy, do I feel like it's more like a phone call, because I'm really feeling salmon eye in here. And when I feel my own experiences, it's because I feel that someone or many of you are going to have the same type of experiences. That's why I read tarot. And what I've learned through reading tarot is the experiences that I've been through. Now I can talk about them and I understand them, and now I can help others. So that's how I look at it. Not for magic or any of that. It's like, because you want to use your intuition, right? You want to use your spiritual discernment. You want to understand that this may not be like in 1 week, but I do feel it's 2023. I do feel that. And it may be sooner than I even think. Because again, we have a lot of fast-moving energy on the board. We have the Page of Pentacles over the Empress, and look at this. The Four of Wands, the marriage card, which is now mirrored by the Ace of Cups. So this Ace of Cups is just pouring its love right down to the Empress, and it's reaching the Empress. Ultimately, I feel like these 2 people will be in a committed relationship, potentially marriage, but it doesn't have to go to marriage. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not married. Maybe we will get married, but it's like, do I feel the need to be married? No. Am I in a committed relationship? Very much so. You know what I mean? So that's why I say it doesn't have to be the marriage card. It doesn't have to be marriage. Just called the marriage card. But this is definitely love and commitment. And I do feel forever. Page of Pentacles over the Empress also tells me that, first of all, I feel like this person's been busy building up their own life, building up their own pentacles, gaining their own wisdom. Even though I do feel like with the Eight of Swords right in the middle, that they did get stuck, right? They did get stuck. They did create a prison for themselves. And they do need to break free from that, when they're ready. I'm saying they need to, but it's really going to be up to you because, again, whoever created that prison is the person who has to break themselves free. And I feel like, how do I break myself free? Wisdom, knowledge, letting go of the things that don't matter, not hanging on to the past once it's been cleared, because it does need cleared. But once it's been cleared, then I'm going to let it go and I'm going to let it be. And then maybe I can start enjoying what this next chapter has in store for me. You. I say me, I mean you. So, hello. Here I am holding up the page when I'm talking about the Four of Wands. So I feel like, long story short, a little persuasion, a little bit of action. I was going to say sweet talking, but I don't think sweet talking is the right word, because I feel like it has to come from truth. A little bit of acknowledgement of maybe how I broke your heart, what I was going through at that period of time. Again, I don't feel like this person's looking for sympathy, just truth. Because again, they're in the awakened state. They know who they want. The Empress. Here is the Empress. Here is the Emperor. They know how much you mean to them. The Two of Cups right beside the Empress. Right? Soulmate love. Lessons come with that, by the way, as in twin flame relationships. You know, so if I want the love, I got to be willing to handle the lessons at the same time. Alright, let's just go right down the middle one more time now. With all the information that's on the board, let's go right down the middle. Temperance, divine timing, patience, my child. You know, sometimes I want things before they're ready. Temperance can certainly talk about two hearts that were activated years ago. And maybe that's just the way it was meant to be. But now about the divine timing of when it comes together. You know, Temperance says, let go of control. You know, don't try to control the things that you cannot control. Leave it to me. I'll take care of it for you. I feel like Temperance's job is to feel both of the cups of the soulmates. Not just one, but both. And then I feel like when they're both filled, then divine timing starts to take place. Card of Sagittarius also. We have the Hangman. Slow down, you move too fast. Five of Swords. I feel like Temperance is saying, my dear, if this came together any sooner, then this person having their awakening, we wouldn't have the same results. So it's like divine is the one who has put a hold on things. But I also feel it's also to allow you, or maybe both, to overcome the energy of the past, especially with that Five of Swords. You know, yes, we loved each other, but we also became toxic. And why? Because I feel like there was a lot of ego. And maybe I deserve to be, you know, maybe it needed to be at that time, but I feel like, you know, it's like preserving my heart over here against this person's like actions without thinking. But this is a 5. So 5 is about change, mirrored by Temperance. It's almost like Temperance is saying, I have to put the Hangman here until this energy is able to be cleared. So it just means clearing the toxicity of the past so that it can be all that it wants to be. Now, again, it doesn't mean as this person moves towards this person, I should just like open my arms wide open, like wide open arms, like, oh, where have you been? I've missed you. No, I feel like I have some questions. I want you to answer. I need you to know like what I've been through and why I've been through that. And I feel like this person needs to actively listen. And I do feel like they're going to. It's like they need to listen and this person needs to talk. And then I feel like they talk, they listen, and then this person needs to talk and this person needs to listen. And if they can do that, I feel like that's where they're going to find harmony and understanding. Okay. All of a sudden I got the urge to pull Mother Mary card on the whole spread. So let's do that. Give it a couple shuffles. Again, I'm going across. This is for both. Let's give them a cut. And let's see what Mother Mary... Okay, well, it's for both, for sure. Alright, so over here we have enthusiasm. I feel like because they're ready to start their next chapter. And they're excited about it. They're excited about the potential. Whatever I am most passionate about is the direction I flow. It's interesting because I feel like that was also their younger energy. But now you add maturity and wisdom in there. And I feel like now they know the correct way of flowing also. If that makes sense. Forgiveness. Right down the middle. Temperance is saying that. Can I forgive? I am willing to release old resentments so that I may enjoy my life. One more time. I am willing to release old resentments so that I may enjoy my life. And then giving and receiving. I balance being generous and receptive because both are equally important. This could have been a life lesson, right? Where this person, because again, I feel like there may have been like partners where it's like I gave and they just gave away. Like I'd give to them and they give their heart away to others. I don't want that anymore. That's not what I need. So I feel like this is learning that fine art of give and take. Being open to receiving as well as giving. Sometimes we give to the wrong person. But there's always a lesson. You know what I mean? Like don't look back and regret. Just be like, okay, there's something I need to learn there. But boy, do I feel forgiveness. That's probably why I pulled Mother Mary, or why I felt urged to pull it. Let's just read forgiveness, because I feel like that's a big one. It's a big one. But the rewards of it are so plentiful. The lightness of letting go, it's just like you feel like you can fly again. It's like someone clipped my wings and now my wings are healed and I can fly again. Forgiveness. Out with the old and in with the new is the message contained within this card. If you're feeling like you're stuck in a reoccurring bad dream, the culprit is likely contained within stored unforgiveness. Throughout life, everyone has endured painful experiences. You're not alone. However, you do have a choice as to whether to continue suffering from the after effects of those experiences. Forgiveness is the purifying, detoxifying agent that allows you to move forward in a whole new way. The World card. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you're endorsing the negative behavior. It simply means that you're unwilling to store the toxic burdens of anger within you. The Five of Swords. That's what Temperance is talking about. Where did I let go? Simply means that you're unwilling to store the toxic burden of anger within you. And good for you for making this life-changing decision. After all, your anger only hurts you, not the offending person. So call upon Mother Mary for help in releasing old emotional burdens. Dear Mother Mary, thank you for putting your healing hands upon my heart and mind to draw out the darkness of my judgments, blame, and anger towards others. Please help me, beloved Mother, to see myself and all others as you do and be purified in my perceptions. Amen. 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 It's like I just took you to church. Well, guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. What a reading. What a reading. What a reading. What a reading. You know, I'm just seeing if there's anything else that I need to talk about, but I feel like everything has come out. And ultimately, forgiveness, when I'm able to do that, I feel like I'm free as a bird again. Alright, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I thank you for your patience in watching these longer videos. I know they're long, but I feel like they need to be long if we really want clarity. Now, doesn't mean people do short readings are not doing them right. Each to their own. But the way I read, I want deep clarity. Like, I don't want to just know where you've been. I want to know what we need to do now and where are we going. What's the potential of our future? And how can we have the best potential? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to bring you. So I thank you for having the patience of watching the whole video. I know a lot of people don't, and you know, that's their choice. But I feel like it's a shame when you miss the end of a video, because I feel like that's where like all the glory lies. But anyway, I thank you for your donations, helping to keep this channel alive. You know, your tarot readers do work very hard. You know, this is even though it's not physical work, it is mental work, and it's just, it can be exhausting, but in a good way. I have to say, in a good way, but I do need to rest in between. So thank you for your donations and just helping to keep my channel alive. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for subscribing, for sure. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome. And thank you to everyone who's been with me, whether it's just been for a day or from when I started, which is so far back. I can't even remember the start date. And I'm just talking about YouTube. Before YouTube, I mean, you know, I've been doing this for a while. So thank you. Thank you in every single way that you help my reading. Use your intuition for sure when you watch these readings. And again, I put the name Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. But again, we're looking at soulmates also. So it doesn't have to be male, female. You may feel like, oh, this is me over here. Then go with that, right? Go with that. And maybe you're the one who wants to reach out to someone. Just understand that if you really hurt them in the past, that it may take a little persuasion. It may take some action. But I feel like ultimately this person will be open to it. Not only do I feel like they'll be open to it, but I feel like this is talking about love that is going to be together forever past that point. Like once the word yes is spoken, watch out, world. Doesn't mean there won't be any obstacles or challenges, but now you can get through them together. Together. Okay, I'm not going to sing again. Anyway, I love you. I'll see you next time at our table, guys. Go Steelers. Bye-bye.